What's good? It's your boy Czar, all rights reserved. I'm coming to y'all quickly telling y'all why I took a hiatus for a little bit to do new episodes, not only to grow the channel and to do other investigations, but I am putting less effort into this till I get more information. I have spoken personally with someone around X, and the reason I did what I did is because, what I was talking about earlier, I now understand why it was to the point people were interfering. Was a lot of truth to what I was doing and talking about. And it was so true to the fact that I have to get more information before I continue. One of the things that I was talking about, it turns out was super true. And it involves situations that we talked about with Tank and other people, how I felt they were being targeted in a way after the fact to the point of being silenced or something, like out the way. And I have found a strong authoritative presence around the situation. So I need to get more information before I continue, because it turns out there's truth to everything X was talking about. Now, I'm not sure if the focus was around him or around his contracts, but I need to figure some more out before I conversate about that. But I have had someone confirm they were with feds. I can't get more detailed until I can see that they're telling the truth. And to a level, I've gained some respect for the person. So I have to just see this out a certain way before I continue. And if I continue, it's going to be strongly towards the investigation, because the fact that everything that I said and was mentioning is turning out true, that's why I have to do it. Because now I know that the connection with this person was that. I'm going to say this, though. I now understand why his investigation went the way it did. I now fully understand. It makes perfect sense his investigation went the way it did. That's all I can say for now, till I get more information. So the fact that I'm starting to understand this, I need to get more details surrounding it, around the situation. Because there's certain people that are still under scrutiny, and I have to see the part they played before I can continue understanding these things. It's even, honestly, this was my analysis after looking, but it's even blowing my mind, some of the things that were correct, to the point where I don't know who's all involved on the authoritative tip versus the I'm a friend tip. So it's getting a little deep, and I want you guys to stay smart, stay objective, and stay focused. I have more things coming up, and it's really talking about your lives and what you're interacting with, what you're dealing with as we move forward into the future. So it's going to be more of a personable based thing, that I'm speaking to the situations that are directly around you and you can learn from. But the reason I stopped updating is for more information, because I need to confirm that this person was actually involved in that way. And I need to know how they were involved. So, yes, I had someone admit to me and tell me they were undercover. So now I need to do it. And not only that, I had the right person, but I'm thinking they're not the only person. Matter of fact, I'm thinking there was another person that was undercover working on behalf of the record labels to interfere with his growth and interfere with his progression. So they were sort of like the bad voice in his ear, no matter what good he was trying to do. I don't know why. I don't know what their effort was. And actually, some of the people we've seen as bad isn't as bad as we may have thought. But I don't understand why they had that demeanor. I'm now beginning to realize maybe it was all for a reason. And the people I called out responded so late. And it was really making me think. And I'm like, why'd they wait till this time when I've been addressing them? Well, obviously, because the case is almost at an end. at the fact they're questioning a few people to the last of it. It seems like these young men will go down for the situation. Now, I'm not saying I know that they're not guilty or I know they're guilty, but I'm saying that they weren't the only ones. I now know that for a fact that they weren't the only ones, to the point where I now can say that it is my belief it was set in motion to put him in a situation to get him out the way, so that they can not only invest their money in other people, but jealousy, I believe, played a major factor, as I stated before, in the fact that all eyes were on him. And there was a lot of jealousy around it. And I'm starting to see the posts and things by people who claim to be close. It seems like it was for the benefit of their own self that him being gone, now they're operating the way they are. So they got the attention when they don't deserve it. They have no talents. They don't do anything special. And I haven't had all the friends' comments on the situation. Just in particular, a few people I addressed. And they really didn't address the situation or anything. And that is what they have to live with. So if they're okay living with the fact that they're representing someone that they're responsible for causing issue with, that's them. But I will say this. With the fact of now I know who's moving to actually do something lawful on the backside, and now gives me a level of hope that some conclusion will be made of the information he has gathered. It is sad because mad people went down low key for some crimes and things when more than them deserves that. But it's at the level that I told you, they gave up the people that they thought was expendable in their business as far as what they're going moving forward. So, and some of them have yet to even pay the penalty that they're going to pay. So I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm being very vague, but at this time, because of the players it involves and because of this person that I figured out their affiliations, it has to be vague until I get more information on what their mission was. What was the goal of them being around in the position they were, acting as who they played. So it gets deep. It is as deep. And now I know exactly why my channel seemed like the melting pot for everything. Because I was doing an analysis with the skills and talents I learned in investigative work. It seems like it was hitting too close to home on exactly what was happening. That is the number one reason why people were doing what they did. So if you go down the list, if you watch the series from the jump of it, you'll get an ideology for exactly what it is I mean to those who are new. If you watch the playlist, you watch it from the beginning and different subjects I bring up. It seems like now knowing some of the things I know, it seems like they were like, does this guy really know who I am? Does he know what we are really doing? How does he know about this? I now get their mind frame and exactly how they were looking at it. I got more coming. It won't be about this yet. I need to get more exclusive information directly about the situation before I go ahead and say, guys, this is what happened. But I can confirm to you, someone did admit that they're really feds. And I thought so. But the thing is, I didn't understand their angle. So that being the case, what they did could have been for a reason that we don't even know yet. So before we start being accusatory of this person, again, my questions still stand. The question I asked those two individuals, those questions stand. Because I know you're not. At least to my knowledge, you're not. And if you are, you might as well tell me different. Because I already know around who is. So you might as well tell me if you are. That's the only way to really clear some of the things you guys did. Because some of the things you did were directly against the well-being of him. So I still don't know your angles on it. And that's what's crazy, when dudes around you are playing crook, but they're really trying to get you hemmed up. And him going to jail the times he did makes sense too. Don't think it was just simple, oh, they caught him. Nah, I knew that. And don't think Tank going to jail was just random. No. There was everything is just making sense to what I was saying and why there were various people around trying to throw shots, because they knew it was true. And again, I did it from a certain format where I was going to hit close to home. I learned from some of the best to ever do it. So it seems that I stumbled upon the truth multiple times, and they just didn't know who I was going to include. So if you watch the series from the beginning, you'll know more what I'm talking about. I'm waiting on information. When I get it, I'll get back to adding more detail behind what I'm saying. But I just want to let the public, fans, and people that I rock with know exactly why I'm doing different subjects, because that's what I've been doing even before I did this. But this investigation is not an end. It's on hiatus till I get some information that I well need from other people. Even involving other stuff, guys, you can hit me up on Instagram, czarr.of.jasperra. Hit me up there. Send me more information regarding it. And everybody that been rocking with me, shout out to my agents, everybody that's in the mix handling business. All rights reserved.